So in this week's video, we're going to tour the town of Lakeside, and as the name implies, it sits right on the west shore of Flathead Lake, and it's about 4 miles south of the town of Somers. So Lakeside has really grown a lot in the last few years, like all the other towns in the valley. You have Highway 93 that runs right through the middle of town here, and you have the Blacktail Ski Resort that was opened in 1998, but it's really gotten popular over the last few years. There's also some beautiful homes right along the lake and a lot of nice subdivisions in the hills up above town that overlook the lake and overlook the town of Lakeside that we will tour. As far as schools here in Lakeside, there's an elementary school that coincides with the middle school up in Somers. And once those kids complete elementary and middle school, they all go up to Kalispell. So let's go take a tour of Lakeside. So let's start out here. We're on Highway 93 here, headed south. We're about 4 miles south of the town of Somers. And this is when you first come into town. There's a big marina here on your left. Very busy in the summertime. And like I said, this highway goes through the main part of town. And as you can see on the map here, Lakeside is located on the northwest edge of Flathead Lake. But as we head through town here, you'll see that a lot of new condos have been built along the lake. They also built this new park here right in the middle of town, which is a very nice addition. And this just went in probably the last 10 years, I believe. But it's a great park. It's got a lot of open areas, some gazebos, picnic tables, place to hang out in the summer. There's some docks down there that the kids can swim off of. And just a great park and a great gathering spot for people in town. And like I was saying in the intro, we're on Lakeside Boulevard here, but there's a huge price difference. There's a lot of homes in Lakeside that sit right on the water. And obviously those are the most expensive homes. And then if you look out in the distance, that's Angel Point out there, and another huge area. And again, the houses that sit out on the water are very expensive, a lot of older places that have been around for a long time and bigger pieces of land. There's also some homes that kind of sit inland, if you will, a little bit, that have more land, but they all have great views of the lake. And here's coming back down the road the other direction so you get a better view of the houses. A lot of these right here that are close to town are some of the original houses in Lakeside, older houses, but because of where they are, you know what they say about location, they're very valuable, and you can walk right across the road and be in the lake. So I was telling you in the intro also that there's a lot of subdivisions up in the hills above town on the other side of the highway that we will tour. And at the end, we're going to show you one of the more controversial things that happened in Lakeside this year and made all the news. So make sure you stick around till the end so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's take a look at the school here in Lakeside. This is the Lakeside Elementary School. And like I said earlier, you go to elementary here, and then up in Somers, that's 4 miles north of here, you go to middle school. And then once you complete elementary and middle school and you're ready for high school, all these kids from down on this end of the valley, they end up going to Flathead High, which is the original high school in Kalispell. And here's a quick look at some turkeys walking through town. Lakeside, like all the other towns in the valley, have numerous wild animals that come right into town, whether it's deer, turkey, elk. You'll see all kinds of things in town, bears. So I just wanted to show you that. And this part of town is directly to the west of the downtown area, kind of going up towards the ski resort. This isn't the main road towards the ski resort, but again, this is one of the older parts of town. And what I wanted to show you out here is Lakeside used to be home to an Air Force base that you'll see here in a second, but it's now used by a Christian group called YWAM, which stands for Youth with a Mission. And the base closed in April of 1978. And then YWAM moved in sometime after that and still use it to this day. But if you get up to the ski resort, you can still see some of the old radar equipment. And driving past it, you can definitely tell it was a military setup of some sort, even though it's totally different now. But kind of a cool little thing located in Lakeside. So very near this, there's a newer subdivision that's gone in the last few years, ever since the boom has happened here in Montana. And while we go through this and another one that's a little further south and up the hill, I will go over all of the real estate that's happened in Lakeside over the past year. Currently, there are 35 homes for sale in and around Lakeside, and they range in price from $789,000 for a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot home that's on 0.39 of an acre, and it goes all the way up to $11 million for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home on 3.7 acres that has 378 feet of lake frontage, and it sits on multiple lots. As far as the sold homes in Lakeside, over the past year, there have been 25 homes that have sold, and they ranged in price from $775,000 for a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot home on 0.4 of an acre, all the way up to a home that was listed for $13.5 million. There was 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 8,700 square feet on 3.5 acres with 435 feet of lake frontage. So as I said earlier, there's a wide variance in prices in Lakeside depending on if you're on the lake or if you're just in a house up above town or you're in a smaller original home that was around when Lakeside first became a town. So while we're over on this side of town, if you're looking for a good meal, the Tamarak Brewery is a great spot. Some of the best food in the valley. It's fun. It's a great brewery. They have another one in Missoula, and it's just a good place to go if you're down in Lakeside or anywhere near Lakeside. You should check it out. So as we head back out of town, we're heading north now on Highway 93, and this is the same way we came in, but I was showing you the lake side of the road. This is the left side of the road, and there's a lot more businesses over on this side. And again, over the last few years, just like everywhere in the valley, Lakeside has really grown, and there's all kinds of new little businesses that have popped up. And there's a grocery store here in town, post office, gas stations, bars, restaurants. It has it all. And this will bring us to what I was talking about earlier, the big controversy that hit Lakeside this year. So there were some people that were trying to build a mountain roller coaster, kind of an amusement type thing up on the hill right before you get into town, and none of the locals wanted it. But here's what I find interesting about Montana, and this comes up time after time, is here in Montana, nobody wants laws, nobody wants covenants, nobody wants their land to have stipulations on it, which is fine until somebody buys some land with no stipulations on it and they want to put in a business like this. Well, again, all of the locals didn't want it. They were claiming that there were going to be safety issues out on the highway here, which could be argued. And there were no big accidents that I had heard of this summer, but they went ahead and built this thing, and it seemed to be pretty popular all summer. I have not used it. I have not been here until I drove in on this afternoon, but they built all these rails and tracks up in the woods on their property, and people come down in these roller coasters, and it's here now. And so if you want to do something in Lakeside during the summer, you'll have to check this place out. So if you'd like any information on any of the homes that are currently for sale in Lakeside, or if you're looking for a place in Lakeside, be sure to get a hold of us. All our information is right here at the end.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.